What's interesting to me is like we don't sit here and condemn fishies for eating things that are like smaller than them or like lesser than them or different than them. You know, they come up to the top to nibble on whatever's up there, sitting on top of the water, and no one looks at a fish any differently. You know what I mean? Like, how could you kill such delicate life? Fish is just like, I'm trying to eat, bro. Just trying to survive. It's a little different when it comes to humans because we have all of these preconceived stories and ideas and beliefs. But mostly there's like this idea of justice that something unjust won't go unpunished. Yet, we as humans look around, we have to look not very far and realize that basically, I would say a good majority of the people committing wicked or unjust things completely walk away scot free. So it leaves a lot of us in a unique position where we want to be warriors for justice. We want to be warriors for truth. We want to be warriors for those who are voiceless or defenseless. And this is a good cause. This is a really good cause. The problem is we're a part of a wicked system that does not necessarily care about truth and just, because by pure definition, their intentions are not to seek out truth, they're to sow division and chaos to keep us manipulated and easier to control. And I think a lot more people in our generation and younger for sure are waking up to this fact because information's so readily available, and I think everyone is really honing in on their own critical thinking as of late. It's almost like the wickedness gets turned on its head because they put us in all of these things of left versus right and trying to condemn other points of view. And eventually, you reach a spot where you're like, why am I deciding and arguing between two terrible choices? Why are these the choices? These shouldn't be the choices. Like, it's literally just like that one game of like, would you rather? And everyone's coming up with the most chaotic stuff. And just like, well, I wouldn't choose this. I just wouldn't do anything. And they're like, no, you have to choose. Like, it's all part of the game. And that's what it is. It's like, it's all part of the game. It's all part of the play. It's all part of the act. Everyone has to play their role. Just as the fish plays his role of survival, eating the bugs, the defenseless bugs on top of the water. So, what? Do we then forgive the people committing wicked acts and never getting served justice? No, probably not. It's not really up for us to be the judges. There's one judge, and as far as I have experienced, when you act in pure truth, and even in pure intentions, even if it was an ignorant choice because you literally didn't know better, you'll be given a different level of grace versus the person who's pulling the strings, right? The person who's calling in, like, this is just an example, the person calling in the hit is the wicked one, not necessarily the person committing the act, right? Because that person was just a person trying to survive, do whatever they took for, do whatever it took to continue their own survival by any means necessary. It's a little like, I can at least understand that point of view and be a little empathetic of like, oh wow, you were in a really tough spot and you thought this was the only way out and you did what you had to do. Like, you know, that's okay. I mean, you now have to suffer the consequences of your actions. You reap now what you've sown. But ultimately, there's always, you know, a layer above. There's an order that was given in the first place, right? So, and that's the thing. Like, when we look in nature, it's easy to understand the layers because it's like, oh, who gave the fish the order to survive? Its creator, right? And it has to survive by any means necessary, and sometimes that means eating bugs that are on top of the water. And there's a park ranger here.